now listening to the Dad Bodds Podcast with your hosts, the Odds Fellow, Punisher Picks, LockBets.net, and your announcer, Guns Picks. So time to strap in, dads. It's time to join the father figures in the Dad Bodds Podcast.
Welcome everybody to the Dad Bodds Podcast, episode 62. I am here, your announcer, Guns Picks, and three of the dads are here, myself, Punisher Picks, and Lock Bets. I will just start with what's going on, guys. How was your week? And what else is going on?
Man, well, week's been great so far, and GPO boys are cashing too, which makes the week even better.
Big time.
It's been a nice week.
I'm doing well, guys.
The numbers.
Yeah,
should have pulled up the numbers, but I think it's
pull up the numbers. Listen, we're cooking. We're cashing.
Our numbers guy is not.
We're
on
drinking tonight. All right, little vino, guys. Happy to be on board again with the dads. Let's just say we've been having a great profitable week, but last night, right before bed, you know what I did, guys? This is it. You know what? I could laugh at myself.
Oh yeah, talk about this one.
Oh, we're
I did real quick. I got my note cards. You know, I'm writing down my picks, and I got BYU plus 4.5, pretty much written down the whole day. All right, it's on the chalkboard. It's on the blueprint. All right, blueprint for success. And guess what I do? I blow it up. I rip it up. I say, no fucking way in how. Oregon is a good team. Go Ducks. Quack, 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 motherfucker. I do a 1.5 unit play on Oregon. What kind of idiot am I? I woke up.
Was that like your first instinct was BYU, and then you thought about it all day, and you're like,
So I was reading a ton of these stories that everyone else read probably on Action Network and shit. You know, BYU's got these stud transfers and really a better team right now in the beginning of the season. So I'm reading this and it's like, unproven BYU versus, in my opinion, the last 10 years, Oregon's been pretty friggin' decent. So
right.
I have, I flip-flopped. I didn't feel good. I had agita. The Italians call it agita. All right. I had agita. And then you know what I did? Which you cannot do as a capper. Don't change your fucking style. Don't change anything.
No. You trust the process.
I changed it. I changed it. I did not trust the process. And I woke up with a huge L in my pocket.
Well, it's almost like, dude, it's like you click on Action Network or whatever you use to read articles, and you're like, shit. It changes your mind, and you're like, or you see the big money thing, or like the sharp action.
Right.
You're like, fuck, that's not my play.
Right.
No.
Right.
But here, real quick before we get going.
Yep.
Last 7 days, GPO lock is 78, 61, and 1, plus 27.13 units.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Applaud, boys! Applaud.
We can applaud now, but we're still getting crushed since like April. But
yeah.
What have you done lately?
I think we've caught our second wind here, and we're going to finish the year strong.
I'll say this though: I think baseball is a learning curve. I think that's what we kind of learned from that. I really got crushed on baseball this year.
Yeah, we got to figure out a strategy next season. We just had a lot of volume.
Yeah,
and I'm working on my side of it. Yep. I'm kind of retooling my stuff. I've started on that last week.
Right.
So I'm already starting on baseball stuff, which is crazy to think, but it comes faster than you think.
Yeah. So, it's just right around the corner. We're almost at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I just got a telegram on my desk.
Go ahead.
Real quick. It went click, 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 click. Real quick. This is breaking news. Breaking news for the GPO Lock crew. Whoever's watching this is exclusive. All right. Sir Punisher Picks has risen. The god has come back from the dead, and the Ice King is back. Promo code is now available.
Oh.
Hockey God.
Yes.
Hockey God.
Hockey God.
So what does that promo get people?
So what does that promo get you? What is it?
You use Hockey God, and you get 25% off the entire year's package. What does a year package get you? Guns Picks. What does it get you? What sports, may I
It
ask?
gets you NHL, NBA, college basketball, NFL, cricket, whatever you guys want. It's college football is cooking for me. Let me tell you about my college football. 48-34 in the last 5 weeks, 58.5% plus 21.81 units. It pays for itself, and that's not including the NHL chase. Everything else a part of the package. You've got to join up. It pays for itself. That's what is available on GPO Lock.
And you know what? I have one more. I have one more promo code. I may get fired for this. We've never done this. We didn't even discuss this. If you're sitting at home on the bench, if you're sitting at home at the bench and you're wondering, I can't afford the year, I can't afford the month, guess what? Promo code Guns God gets you 50% off for a 1 week subscription. 50%. We don't even give out 1 week subscriptions, but I'm going to get you a price, all right? Ding, 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 ding. We're going to give you a deal, all right? Wow. If you're in college, I don't care. It could be a student discount. Guns God gets you a week package. That gets you the remaining football of the week. NCAA football, NFL, you fucking name it. Let's
and
cook.
You just heard how hot he was. So
Hockey God is a year promo code. Guns God is the week promo code. Find the link in our bios and let's fucking dance and cook. Is that good? What do you guys think? Is that a good promo?
Yes, it's fucking.
The Telegram.
Kidding me?
Yeah, anyone that listens to this, you better
It's an
get
absolute
on it now.
steal.
We're just going to be, I mean, like I said, it pays for itself. I'm already cooking here and we're going to give away picks. If we want to segue right now, let's segue to a new segment we like to call Capper's Breakdown.
It is time for the Dad Bodds Capper Breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Whee!
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to start here on my own, if you guys don't mind.
No, go ahead.
All right.
please.
Because we already hit our sponsor at GPO Lock. I'm not going to get into that anymore, but I want to talk about giving you guys a free college football play, a play that I like and a play that I would consider a premium play. It is Oregon going to Salt Lake City, Utah to go play the Utes on the road while being leveled up as a college football playoff contender. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen in this game. You have Oregon coming off a 5-game win streak, averaging 13 points per game on that run, plus 156 net yards. In the 5-game span, Utah has won 4 out of the last 5 games, losing only to Oregon State in Corvallis. On that run, they've beaten up opponents, though. 16 points per game, plus 112 average in that run. Now you got to look at Oregon, what these two teams like to do. Oregon likes to run the ball. Utah likes to run the ball. Oregon on this run, 6.1 yards per carry on the ground in the last 4 games. Utah, in their last 4 games, 6.2 yards per carry on the run. But the factor in this one is Utah playing at home. You know what there is? Elevation. Do you know what happens with elevation? Oxygen. Utah plays electric at home. They are highly motivated. They only ranked 24th in the country. How is that possible with this team? Well, they had a bad run on their first 4 games. Oregon won the last matchup 37-15 in the conference championship in 2019. That's the last time they matched up. Don't think Utah has forgotten that game. So you have Utah favored -3 in this situation. So a lot of the public's going to go, oh, Oregon's ranked 3rd. So I'm going to just take the dog on this one. Not so fast, my friend. We're going to be taking Utah -3, the home favorite, to win this game, because in my power rankings, Utah should be winning this game, should be -5 in this game. And I just love this game so much. The Utes of Utah would be a 2-unit play for me in the GPO lock. So give me the Utes to upset.
Let's go.
As an OSU fan, I love Oregon getting beat. Love, and we'll talk about some college football later. But you want to go down the line? Just do all of our.
Yeah, let's go right down the line. Okay. If you're watching this on camera,
I've got one real quick. I don't have a huge breakdown, but mine is going to hockey, so it'll be Thursday night hockey. Lightning versus Flyers. So Tampa Bay at Philadelphia. And we will be on the Flyers team total over, which is going to be 2.5, but I don't have the odds yet. It'll probably be because it'll depend on who's starting in net for Tampa.
Yeah.
But this play it's a pure trend play.
Yep.
And the Flyers have lost 9 in a row to the over this season. So, and you want to ask how many teams have lost 10 this year or last year? The answer is 0. Okay. So this is a pure trend to play. Flyers over their team total, and I like it. It's going to be probably going to be a 2-unit play, and it's going to be low juice. It's going to be low juice because they're playing Tampa, and it's going to be scary because they're playing Tampa. But I think they get 3 goals and probably win the game. So.
I probably should have said my play is going to be Saturday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. I didn't know when your pick was going to be, Pun.
Yes, tomorrow.
So tomorrow, 7-ish, 8-ish, whatever it is.
Yep,
but you can go jump on this. The podcast will be out by then. You can have the play.
Yeah.
And I will clip this, by the way. All right, Lock Bets. It's up to you, buddy. Get on the Capper breakdown.
Okay, so guys, thank you. We did the college football, right? We have NHL. Pun picks. I'm going to put you on the spot, but you have to at least vouch one thing. I have been doing fairly decent the last 3 weeks in NFL. I don't have the numbers in front of me. All right. We came off a sweep last week, 3-2 this week. So that's 7-2, I believe. I think we're probably about 8-2 in our last 10 picks. Let's go with that.
I can tell you real quick. You keep going.
All right, let's percolate a little bit here. Just the last 3 weeks, all right? Everything else before that was a little trash. All right, this is what I want to tell you right now. It's a tale of 2 cities. I got 2 teams on my 2 cards right here, right? These 2 teams played each other last week. They played each other last week. A divisional game. It was a blowout game. And it came in the form of the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Chiefs put up a clinic. Everybody was scoring. Tyreek, Kelsey. Hill, I believe, was in the end zone as well. Mahomes alone probably passed for half of his net yardage for the entire year. So my coming out party last week was Mahomes. And if you give me a Mahomes line, because he's back at -2.5 at Arrowhead.
Love it.
I don't care if they're playing the 2006 New England Patriots.
Good team.
I don't care if they're playing a Vince Lombardi squad. I'm taking my man, Patty Mahomes,
Power eye.
home against a Dallas Cowboys team that just beat up on the Falcons, right? Do you want me to fluff you up anymore? Mike McCarthy? If I'm taking the battle of Mike McCarthy versus battle of Andy Reid, I'm taking the hot dog over the cheeseburger at the barbecue, okay? Ooh. We're taking Andy Reid, we're taking Kansas City, and we're going to book it, all right? As Trent would say, we are booking it. My second pick is, I believe, a bit on the sharper side. Vegas, coming off a absolute horrible L. Listen, guys, this is a no-brainer here. 30% of the 30% of the bets are against Las Vegas. 60% of the money is on Vegas. We already know big money's coming in Vegas, on Vegas. Give me the +1. I don't think this one's going to be even close. In a bounce-back victory versus the Bengals, who just had a week off, all right? Joe Burrow, icing his balls all week. I don't give a fuck. I'm taking Carr +1 at home. So we're taking the tale of 2 cities. KC -2.5, and we're taking Vegas, baby, +1.
And real quick before we end this segment, Guns, lock bets this month. This is November.
Yep.
Okay. He's 12-8.
Okay.
Plus 5.12 units.
There we fucking go.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
The proof's in the pudding. I mean, you can see the work the guy does on these plays.
So we just gave you 4. We gave you 4 free plays. We gave you a Thursday play, we gave you a Saturday play, and we gave you 2 Sunday plays for the segment we call Dad Bodds Capper Breakdown.
It is time for the Dad Bodds Capper Breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love that.
God, that reminds me.
I
I was
love
like, it's so meaty. What is that from? Is that from like Arby's? Is that an Arby's commercial? You know, at the end of that, it goes, "Oh yeah," but
it was a one-off clip that I found.
Oh, that's so good.
Guys, did you see that Arby's is coming out with vodka?
Yes.
What are our thoughts on that? I mean, I'm a big Arby's guy. If I'm on 95 and I'm stopping at an Arby's, I'm getting a little beef sando, a few curly fries, having a fucking day.
Well, I mean, if you could buy it at Arby's, it would be better. Like if you could just get a little shot of vodka when you're going through the drive-thru while you're picking up some curly fries.
Yeah, you want a side of warm vodka?
They may be paving the way for fast food joints to be like serving alcohol. Is probably what they're trying to do. I mean, Arby's has to get a bigger audience. I mean, they have a lot of commercials, but I think
Arby's coming out with their own vodka is just it's idiocracy is officially here.
Yeah, right.
What does it taste like? The special sauce they have there you put on the roast beef? I mean,
it tastes like they have a horsey sauce flavor. No, it's just home style or it's just French fry flavor, which I don't know why anybody wants a French fry flavored vodka.
Because Americans are becoming fucking assholes. All right,
what do you
not just assholes, real fucking fucktards.
What do you mix with that?
Some roast beef and vodka, baby.
It's like you gotta go au jus, like an au jus chaser.
Yeah,
you go with the. I'm trying to think what the name of the Big Arby's is. It the Big Arby?
Big Montana.
Big Montana. You put a Big Montana. Have a shot of the fucking special stuff. Holy shit! I'm laughing so hard.
Let's get into some college football.
Yeah, I really want to.
You teased me before the show.
No, I had some hot takes about college football. So
all right, let's hear.
Here's what I hate about continually week after week having a ranking for the college football playoff. It is so stupid.
It doesn't
because
change.
One thing here's two. Actually, I'll say two things. First of all, whoever the committee is needs to be fired, all of them. And what they need to do is they need to hire all now that the gambling is pretty much legal nationwide and almost virtually every state. They need to collectively be the ones to set the power rankings and pick the ones that are in the college football playoff. Because you have Notre Dame sitting at 8 and you have Oklahoma sitting at 9, which I feel as a Notre Dame fan, it's absolutely
Oklahoma State.
Correct. I think Oklahoma State should be higher than what they are. You have Michigan State sitting at 9-1. They haven't played anybody. They're sitting at 7.
Right.
You have Michigan that's going to get beat by probably 2 more times. Actually, no, that's not true. They're playing Maryland next week. They're going to get beat by Ohio State. Ohio State should be a 2, and they're sitting at 4. And that just, I don't know. I hate the rankings.
The thing with and here's the argument, is it's the Oregon loss, and that's what's keeping Oregon in, is they have no other wins except that Ohio State win early in the season.
Yeah.
And Ohio State does this every year. They lose early, every single year.
Yeah. Right. And
that's usually what OU does too.
Well, so does Bama. If Bama loses, they lose early.
Yeah. If you lose, you want to lose early because losing late,
correct,
completely screws you.
Yes, 100%.
So what would your rankings be?
I would put Georgia. Mm-hmm. Okay, currently, I'll say by this week.
Just go. You can't go with anything you might think happens. You have to go.
I have to go with what I see right now. So Georgia,
what you see right now, because nobody looks at college football stuff more than you.
Yeah, Georgia is definitive number 1. That's no question. They have the highest power ranking available.
I agree.
Ohio State has the second highest power ranking available. I mean, people underrate this team because of who they played, but they everybody that they've gone against, no matter win or lose or draw, even against Oregon, they were plus in the net yards in that game. They've never lost a net yardage value, which is huge to me statistically. Right. So I'd put them at number 2. I think the power ranking is should be higher. And I think they're going to blow. They're minus 19 versus the number 7 team in the country. That should tell you something there.
And I think they're going to finish 2 as well. I mean, I think that
sure.
I mean, they could. I mean, they're not going to finish one.
No.
Because
No.
The winner of Alabama, Georgia is going to finish one.
And Alabama right now, to me, sits at 3, but they're dangerously, like,
they're beatable.
going to get cut.
Right.
But right now, I put them at 3, and I would put. I mean, honestly, I would put Cincinnati at 4. I hate to say it, and I would probably put in my 5 and 6 spot. I would probably put 5 would be Oklahoma State, and I would put 6 Notre Dame. No. I put Michigan. Sorry, I put Michigan.
Whatever happened to Cincinnati, man? I haven't been keeping tabs. I've been getting drunk every weekend. What's going on?
So they're winning, but they're just not. They almost lost to Tulsa.
They've just been playing a lot of close games, but they've been winning.
Yeesh.
I mean that they're right. They're doing the same thing that Oregon's doing. Is they're riding a key victory on the road, and they beat Notre Dame, beat them by 11, and actually kind of controlled that game all the way through. I think this week is going to be a very big decider for them because they're playing an SMU team that was undefeated not too long ago. Good offense, bad defense.
Right.
They have to get style points.
Where is that game?
I think it's in Cincinnati. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I mean, they're favored 9.5, 10 points, so it has to be in Cincinnati.
So I think with the rankings, and I know I don't like Oklahoma State being 9, but it's if they had a different helmet, they would be ranked higher. It's kind of one of those things. You got to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
If they were wearing a OU helmet, they would be higher. But although OU was 9 when they were wearing their helmet too, obviously. But
it's that orange, man. You got to get rid of that orange.
OU hadn't beat anybody. That's why they were where they were.
Correct, but that dip. Imagine
they were just bulldozing people, though. They were just crushing.
Oklahoma was. Correct me if I'm wrong. They were in the college football playoff last week, and one loss drops them to 13.
Well, they were 9, but they were like 9 before 8.
No, I thought they were higher than that before.
No, they were 8.
I guess
Michigan,
were undefeated. State really just
they were undefeated in 8.
Real quick transition. What are we thinking about? Michigan State coming into Columbus, Ohio. I'm seeing a spread at 19. Is the Vino hitting my head, or is that true?
Yeah,
it's true.
It's true because
and are you going to take it? Is the real question.
No.
Are you buying or selling? Are you buying, selling, or staying away?
Here's my thought on this. It checks a lot of boxes on one side or the other for me. You have Michigan up on deck. I don't think that's a look ahead for them. I know it's an important game in terms of the rivalry, but for Ohio State, they kind of see themselves winning that game, in my opinion, because they've always done it.
Business as usual.
The one thing I want to ask you about Ohio State, you're so high on Ohio State number 2. Who have they beaten?
It doesn't matter who they beat. I just know
who they
where
beat.
this team.
That's what matters, and that's exactly.
All right. Well, let's see who they beat.
I know this is why
they lost, but I also know who they lost to. So you have Ohio State.
Give Guns
2.
a second.
Guns, Ohio State 2, and they lost to Oregon.
Wow.
Early in the season, though.
It doesn't matter. They still lost.
Correct.
Well, you know what? Ohio State's going to sell 50,000 tickets and going to get you a nice TV deal for that Fiesta Bowl.
And there it is.
That's part of it. That is part of it. But what you're going to see right now is you're going to see Ohio State starting to put the foot on the gas pedal, and it starts now. And
what I'm saying is your number 2 ranking is a projection. It's not a right now thing.
I will say I'm looking at their schedule
right now. They're number 2.
I'm looking straight at the power rankings right now of how Vegas
disgusting.
Vegas puts them into certain positions.
Well, what would Ohio State be in Bama on a neutral field?
Bama 8.5.
Bama would be favored by 3.
7.5, 6.5.
No, I would think Bama would be. Right? Yeah, that's the thing. Is I think you books set the lines not necessarily by the power rankings. They set it by how people are going to bet,
and they want money.
5.5.
I could see 7. I can see 7 -7 for Bama.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you're wrong. I think at the end of the season, Ohio State is going to be number 2.
Pun does bring up a point there. I didn't realize they haven't played Iowa. I thought they were just rolling.
They haven't played anybody. They're like OU. They haven't.
They beat a beaten up Penn State team. That's not that impressive.
You have to see them play somebody. So they're going to play a defense this week. We'll see what they can score. They have a freshman quarterback.
Michigan State doesn't have a defense. They can stop the run, but they can't stop the pass. And guess what? Ohio State loves to pass. And this is why the line's at -19. I'm telling you, this is.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's 19 for a reason.
So you're leaning towards the 19. Like if you had a lean, maybe just a little.
I'm not personally playing it myself.
Let's say if your cock was just leaning a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right.
No, I think from a resume standpoint, I don't think Ohio State is going to ever let the foot off the gas pedal. They kind of already played this team last week, and that team was Purdue, and you saw what they did with them. It's the same team, just one runs and one.
I can see a 17.
I'm agreeing with your future rankings of Ohio State. I don't agree with it today.
Mm-hmm. Now,
but they have the rest of the resume to prove themselves.
Now, moving on. What are we dancing? What are we cooking for in the number 10 team in the nation, traveling to Memorial Stadium of Clemson, South Carolina? Clemson -4.5 versus Wake Forest. Is this a fraudulent line, Guns? Are we buying? Are we selling? Who you like?
I don't want to touch this game with a 10-foot pole because Wake Forest doesn't have a defense. But what I'll say about how the valuation
Does Clemson have an offense?
Is Clemson continually week after week after week keeps getting that high value of what this team is. They are not the value of that team at all. I think Wake Forest has a better offense. They have better quarterbacks. Sam Hartman is an absolute beast. They can run the ball. They can pass the ball. And Clemson is playing without like 2 of their top starters on the defensive side. They lost for the season. I mean, Brian Breezy, shout out Damascus, Maryland, from my area. That dude is a beast. They lost him for the season, and he was their biggest pass rusher and run stopper for that matter. I don't know if Clemson is going to be highly motivated for this game. I mean, their season's pretty much over.
Yeah.
I don't trust this game with a 10-foot pole. And seeing them favored 4.5 just seems like a rat line to me.
It is a rat line.
And you have Clemson that's 2-8 against the spread this year. So for me, it's a pass. I'll just watch. And quite frankly, I thought NC State was the team to take last week against Wake Forest.
Yeah. They almost came back.
Especially after the loss to North Carolina the way they did. And Wake Forest can score on you on a whim. I'm not going to trust Clemson.
Wake Forest to me is another team they haven't played literally anybody. I mean, and when I say literally anybody, I mean literally. They're non-conference.
You can say this about a lot of teams.
Well, that's why they're. I mean, look, Old Dominion is.
Yeah, ODU.
Who's NFS? Is that Norfolk State?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Florida State,
FCS.
Virginia.
They like
Louisville, Syracuse, Army.
Oh, Syracuse can't sleep on Syracuse.
Duke,
significant.
They lost to North Carolina.
They couldn't cut. They
barely
couldn't cover
beat North
against
Carolina. They don't play a ranked team the entire season.
Yeah, this could be.
Their offense is going to be good. So
anyway. I mean, Wake Forest.
I'm tired of people even talking about teams that don't matter.
I tell you what. You know what? I got some good vibes. Something just came across my desk. Guns, you want to go first?
What came across you? Well, I wish I had a stinger for breaking news. I'll have to come up with like a breaking news one for the Dad Bods. I'll do that. That's on my list. I'm gonna write that down.
I'll keep this brief. I'm gonna keep this very brief. Guys, I try to stay away from NCAA football as much. Years past, I have been gambling it and I have been capping it. But you know what? When you're a part of GPO Lock, you don't need Patty J's picks. You don't need lock bets. All right, Stay away. All right, do your own thing. Do your golf. Do your fucking NFL. Stay away from the NCAA football. Because then you know what? Because then it takes away from Guns' profits. Anyway, I'm looking at a game right now. All right, this is going to be unofficial, but I'm giving it exclusively to you guys out at home. And we're going to clip this play when it hits. And if it doesn't hit, we're gonna delete it and put it in the archives. That's what people do, right?
Not us.
The director's
Not us.
cut.
The director's cut edition. Guys, I got
The Schneider cut.
this is the hot take of the week. Guys, James Franklin, he already has an unofficial agreement with some teams right now. I think Texas, I think USC, all the boosters are emailing him and sending him text messages. James Franklin right now, his head's out of it. His head is not in the game. You know whose head is in the game? Greg motherfucking Schiano. Say the name, baby. Greg motherfucking Schiano.
Chop the wood.
Chop the wood, baby. When this play hits, we're going to clip it, and James Franklin's going to be out the door. James Franklin is leaving Happy Valley Sunday morning when Rutgers comes in. Rutgers comes in. Not only covers the spread, plus 17. They literally put James Franklin in the grave. They put him on the private jet. He's gone. Actually, you know what? Not private jet. He's flying commercial.
They're switching jobs. Schiano and Franklin are switting jobs.
I like, at the very least, Rutgers has played good. Rutgers has been playing competitively for the year. They have
they haven't. No, they haven't.
Didn't they have a nice win last? Did they have a nice win last week, or was that?
They beat Illinois 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Okay,
That's a good squad.
Okay.
They beat Delaware. All right.
Okay.
Do you want me to get out my schedule thing again and be like, all right?
But this is why I don't cap NCAA football. That is the disclaimer. We're only going to be clipping that play once it hits. Guns is going to come in and tell me why Penn State is going to demolish them by 42. And the floor is yours.
Well, to me, they're going to demolish them because Penn State is off they should have beat Michigan. There was a bunch of situational plays down the field that were bad coaching decisions. If you're going to go for it on 4th and goal and do a fake field goal, I mean, stop it. Well, why would you not put your your offense in there? Because Michigan basically put their defense in there. Why wouldn't you put your offense? I thought that was a bad call. That cost them 7. And there were other situations like the misread on that. Basically, it was a tight end curl route or slant that went across the field, and nobody was on the right side of the field. And that was a long touchdown. They were up 3, and they had control of the game.
Yeah,
I think Penn State is one of those underrated teams. You look at them statistically; they continue to control the stats, but they just can't get the wins. So.
You know who Penn State is? Do you want to know who? I said this before the season.
This better be G-rated. Go
ahead. Well, I don't know.
Penn State is A&M.
In Iowa State.
You were so high on A&M. So high on A&M every year.
Yep.
They're Penn State. They have a fan base that completely is.
I'll say this about A&M. That's predicated of losing their quarterback early in the season and have to deal with Calzada. And Calzada
beat Alabama somehow.
Yes, but he went on a run for like 4 games, but he's still young. It's like you have to have that quarterback. I mean, even just a game manager.
You have to have a blue chip. You have to have a top tier quarterback. Or you're not winning.
You know who's a good game manager? Sean Clifford. He plays for Penn State. And he can move the ball and he can run. What's that?
I'm just saying those two teams just remind me of each other because they're always highly ranked and they always fizzle out.
I think most of their mistakes are predicated on the player with Texas A&M and not the coach. I think the coaching screwed up a lot of those games with Penn State. So I don't know what his relationship and basically that program has dealt with a lot of turmoil all year round, whether it be like player issues or of how he's handled certain issues inside the program. I don't hate him not being there next year and kind of moving on to a guy that kind of wants to be there. I don't know if he does, but yeah, Penn State's in this weird spot. I was really high on them in the beginning of the year.
I don't know if it's a great time to be searching for a coach with LSU and USC open either.
Yeah.
So that's unless there's somebody I'm missing that's looking for
And
a job.
Virginia
So,
Tech too. I mean, there's a lot of
so Aranda is obviously rumored for LSU, which makes sense. You know, the Baylor coach, and then there's a lot of buzz in this area about Lincoln Riley at LSU.
Well, I think Lincoln.
They got the flight tracker out, and there's like planes coming from Baton Rouge to Norman. Yeah, so it's and OU fans.
It's going to be a fun. It's going to be a fun coaching carousel. Tracking all those flights. I mean, who's going to Southern California?
So I think that would I don't know who. That's a weird job. That's kind of like the Texas
weird job. That is death.
Well, that's like the
you're gone.
Job.
It's like they're going to expect a lot out of you in a short window.
So who takes
where you could go to?
Gun to your head. I mean, they got to hire somebody.
I think you have to go for you have to take the. I'm not going to go for the mainstream head coach. And I'm gonna have to go for an offensive or defensive coordinator that is a good recruiter. That's what you're gonna have to do. You build from the ground up, and you start. I mean, listen, where's your program right now? Your program's sitting at the bottom. You're doing the same thing over and over again. You try to go get that big name. It's never happened. You need to go and just get a guy that's a good recruiter.
Helen wasn't a big name though. Helen was like a minor league baseball player, basically named.
I think he sold insurance or something.
Yeah, he was an insurance guy.
Yeah.
What about bringing Reggie Bush back? Get Paris Hilton on the sidelines.
I like that.
Get Matt Leinart thrown.
Now that they can pay players,
why not?
Yeah.
Here's
William McGinnis. Get William McGinnis in there.
Here's a gamble because I've seen a lot of these non-power fives do it, and this is kind of recently, especially with the success that UTSA has had. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you go? Is like if I'm going to build my program. I'm going to start with building. I'm in a state where there's a lot of talent. I'm going to go get a guy that knows how to get that talent. And I'm going to go with a high-end head coach in Texas football. And then bring him into the program like they did with Jeff Traylor with UTSA. And that guy is basically the mayor of Texas or wherever that
San Antonio, baby.
From. And he can basically
maybe he's the guy. So here's what's going to happen. Aranda's going to go to LSU, and he's going to go to Baylor.
Okay.
UTSA guy.
I think.
And then, but I mean, Aranda's only been at Baylor, 2 years?
But yeah, if Baylor loses their coach, I think they should probably go and hunt out one of those big name high school football coaches in Texas.
Well, Art Briles' son is going to be looking for a job soon.
You got to think that the Coastal Carolina coach is going to be leaving this year now, or is he? Or is his team not really showing enough to?
Well, is he rebuilt his persona enough? Who is it? Hugh Freeze?
No. Coastal's Jamie.
Oh, Hugh's at Liberty.
What's it? Jamie something. Jamie. He's a Jesus loving man. He's a preacher. Doesn't cuss.
Dang gone it.
Hey, how about Phillip Rivers? I mean, is he, he's doing great in high school right now. We're gonna call him in for the bullpen.
Phil Rivers would be a good coach. So real quick, Guns, I have
to go soon. So
we got another 10 minutes.
I can say goodbye now.
We got another 10 minutes with Locke. 10 minutes with Locke.
I gotta go. Winterhouse is on. It's on Bravo right now.
Come on.
You got 10.
God, you
all right, 10. And his name is Jamie Chadwell from Coastal Carolina. He was actually in the mix at South Carolina last year before, South Carolina took Beamer.
What about Dabo to USC?
Dabo in LA?
Does that shtick work in LA?
No, he won't leave Clemson.
What about Gundy in USC?
Wow.
You want to lose Gundy?
No, I don't want. No, of course not.
What about
people are going to be coming after.
What about Lane Kiffin? Is Lane Kiffin coming back?
Oh, God.
No, Lane's got a good thing at Ole Miss.
The Lane train, baby?
No, Lane's got a good thing at Ole Miss.
He always has a good thing.
I think they're going to go. There's you have Hugh Freeze. I don't know if any team was that is in
Orgeron could go back. Orgeron could go back. Wasn't he?
Orgeron has to spend some time as an associate head coach for a while.
I think
No, he likes young girls now. He's divorced.
That's why USC works for.
No, I mean Virginia Tech. How about him? A spot for him at Virginia Tech. I could see. Hold that hokey, whatever you call it.
Can you imagine Orgeron with Sandman playing?
Oh,
Well, this is what I wanted to ask you. So I want to put you on the
Yeah.
spot here, and I want to
Okay,
ask
go
you,
Yeah.
what is your Final Four playoff teams, and what is OSU, a 3 or a 2 or a 3 seed?
See, OSU is in a position right now that,
And I'm not talking about the OSU. I'm talking about just the regular one.
I hear you. So,
and I'm just also just kidding. But I do want to hear your top 4. But I also want to hear about if OSU wins out, can they get in, or will them not being a top tier program keep them out?
you would have to have a lot of things happen. It was like putting the committee putting Notre Dame at 8 ahead of
well, Notre Dame has
Oklahoma
no
State.
big games left. None.
Correct, but that's a statement that the committee is saying is like we want them.
Well, it's just because their losses were. It's just because their losses versus Cincinnati.
We're Cincinnati.
That's it. That's the only reason they're up there.
But they haven't played.
They're going to get leapfrogged after they don't.
It could be after the if you guys win out the conference championship. I don't know how
no conference championship thing is going to hurt them this year.
Yeah, I don't know how they can ignore you, because with the teams that are up against each other, you have like Georgia's going to have to play Bama again. Oregon's got a tough schedule.
So Oregon wins out. Oregon wins out. They're probably in because of the Ohio State win.
Yeah, but do you know who they have to play? They have to play at Utah,
at nobody, they have to play at nobody, and at nobody.
Utah at home is a beast. Trust me. So, and then you have to play Utah again. It's they're Utah and Oregon are the same team. I'm just
Oregon's going to lose. Oregon's going to lose. But if they win out, they're in.
So
we agree.
They're going to lose. Ohio State probably isn't going to lose. I don't see them losing at all. And then you have Cincinnati, and Cincinnati, to me, I can't see anything.
That's the scary part for me, because Michigan State, Michigan are going to they're going to lose.
They're going to lose both because they have to play Ohio State, both of them.
So they're gone. So that takes 2 out of the 8 in front of them gone.
Yep.
So that moves them just by default to 6. And then you have the top 4 now, and Cincy, Notre Dame, and then OSU.
Yeah. And I just don't. I honestly,
would they put a 5-0? Would they put an undefeated Cincinnati in over a Power 5 conference champion with 1 loss?
No, I don't think that's going to happen. I think I see Alabama with another loss. I see Oregon with another loss. I see Ohio State with no losses.
Does Bama get in with 2 losses?
No. If that happens, that's a travesty, and that is basically a flaw on what the committee is.
If that happens, then that means the playing the games is almost pointless.
No, but at least they're expanding it out, which I like.
Are they?
Yes, I think that's pretty much a done deal now.
Is it 2 more years?
Yeah, something like that, right? They need to expand that out. It's obviously that the 4 is not working, and then we'll get to 12, and then the 12 isn't working.
What's Texas's chances of getting in?
Texas?
Do they have a chance? I haven't.
Texas Longhorns? Are they even bowl eligible?
What a shitty
team. Horns down.
So that job's going to be open.
Who had the over on Kansas wins?
Texas is going to be paying Charlie Strong, Tom Herman, and Sarkisian.
They're just stacking up.
Good thing oil's so high. Oil's high. They can afford whatever they want.
Oil's high. Oil's high, baby.
It's so great.
All right. Well,
Sarkisian's going to start drinking again. I call it. Sarkisian's going to start drinking again.
I'm showing this in chat. Nick Ferensky comes into the chat, says MSU secondary ugly. Ooh, he is absolutely correct, and I've been telling you that is going to be a problem for the Spartans on Saturday. But to close it out, we had a great college football banter. Didn't really think it'd carry this far, but we had arguments on both sides. I want to thank the boys, Pun Picks, Lock Bets, and also myself, an odds fellow who's not here today, but he was there last week, and he'll be back. Don't worry about it if you are an odds fellow fan. But I want to close it out like this. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on iTunes, and check us out on Spotify. The show will be out tomorrow morning, and you can check out the YouTube show now or later in the morning, it will be out. So thanks to everybody that joined us today.
Promo codes.
Also, yeah.
And all the promo codes that
hold
Lockman
up.
said. Could you hit those up again?
Yeah, let's all right, guys, Hockey God. Hockey God is going to get you 25% off a yearly subscription to GPO Lock. Guys, a 1-week trial offer, 50% off a week pass. We never do week passes. Guess what? We're doing it. Guns God. 7-day pass, 50% off. Guns God. Hockey God is 1 year. Guns God is a week. Guys, real quick before I get cut off. By the way, Book It with Trent has followed me. I believe they followed everybody on the crew.
Oh, you did? Good.
I've finally been followed.
Trent.
I've been TikToking at him, and now I finally TikToked him in a successful way. But guess what, Trent? I'm coming for you, baby. I'm going to do a TikTok on this show, baby, and we're going to roll. You're coming back. You're coming back, and you need to tell the story of this fucking hot streak that you're about to embark on since I TikToked you. That's all I got.
Enough said.
Thanks for joining the episode of Dad Bodds. We'll have some special guests next week, but we just want to have a boys episode. Until then, peace.
Thanks, guys.